There is a pandemic among car enthusiasts that's fooling them into thinking that they're taking really good care of their cars when they actually could be causing damage. Please stop using indoor car covers. Some of you use them for long-term storage, like for the winter time, and others actually put one on every time they park the car in the garage. Bad idea, because every time you slide one on or off, you risk creating swirl marks or marring. I used to use a car cover when I stored my MR2 for the winter time. And out of the 21 years that I've owned this car, that also happened to be when the paint was in its worst condition. Coincidence? I don't think so. So in this video, I'm going to share why I stopped using one and what I recommend doing instead. Now, if you aren't familiar with terms like swirl marks and marring, that's great. You don't have the trained eye to see the damage that can be caused by using a cover, so you've got nothing to worry about. Ignorance is bliss, so this video is not for you. I'll catch you on the next one. And also, if you store your car outside, you're screwed. You're stuck with a choice between letting the sun, sap, and the bird crap wreck your car, or letting the wind rattle that cover on your paint until eventually it burns the edges right through to the bare metal. If you truly care about your car, you'll find a way to store it out of the elements. That's just an all-around bad scenario. Now for the rest of you, you're the ones I'm looking for. Some of you have argued with me about this over the years, and that's okay. I've already had 3 coffees and a Red Bull today. I'll fight anyone. I'll slap an old lady upside the head. Stop scratching your paint, Bessie! When you use a car cover, you risk putting micro scratches in your paint. That's just the truth. If your paint is really hard and difficult to scratch, you might be okay. Or if your car is flawlessly clean without a single speck of dirt on it, you might be okay. But the chances of you being in one of those categories is pretty slim. So why do people use an indoor car cover in the first place? Well, it's to protect the car, right? Well, what exactly are you protecting it from? Because as long as you've chosen a clean, dry building to park it in, there really shouldn't be anything falling from the ceiling on it. I've heard the argument that it'll help to cushion the blow if somebody drops a tool or something on it. Maybe. I guess that's valid. But you could also just be careful around your car and teach your family members the importance of looking after your belongings. The last thing that a cover protects your car from is dust. And this is the one that I've got a real problem with. Because cleaning a dusty car is literally the most basic task there is. It's detailing on easy mode. As a matter of fact, Larry from Ammo NYC recently posted a video showing how simple it is to clean a car that's just dusty. 15 minutes, and he didn't even use a pressure washer. Now, we're actually going to fire this thing up for the first time this year and clean it in a minute, and I'll show you why my process is a little bit more involved. My whole point here is you shouldn't risk creating scratches just to avoid some dust. It takes me less than 30 minutes to clean this car up in the springtime. Polishing out the swirl marks with a paint correction would take days. It just doesn't make sense. Why are we creating a problem to avoid something that's not a problem? My 4Runner looks pretty immaculate right now, right? Of course it does. It was featured in a 1-hour detailing special that's going live next week. Well, it's actually not perfectly clean right now. Once a car has sat for even just a few hours after being washed, it's already got a layer of dust or dirt on it. And if you drag a car cover across that to put it on, you can hurt your paint's finish. Would you wipe the dust off your car with a dry microfiber towel? Probably not. Well, that's basically what the car cover is doing when you slide it on. The more swirled and marred it gets, the less glossy it looks. Next thing you know, you're buying my course to learn how to make it look shiny again. Let's get this thing ready to go for the summer. Any oil on the ground? Only a little, so we call that a win. Anyone living in the engine bay? Nope. And finally, confirming the oil is still where I left it and somewhat clean. Let's fire it up. Crank it over to build oil pressure first. She's a bit grumpy. That's a Tilton twin plate clutch with a super lightweight flywheel. Don't worry, it's not broken. Once it's outside, you can see that it does have a layer of dust on it. Somebody emailed me the other day asking about how to keep water from entering the engine bay through exposed vents, and this is what I do. I just put a big towel in there to soak up the water. Since I claimed I can do this in 30 minutes, let's do a time check. My reason for using the pressure washer isn't because I want a more powerful spray, it's just because I want to use a foam cannon. Good job. This paint is super soft, so I like to lay some soap down first before my initial rinse, then I foam it again before my contact wash. I didn't bother washing the wheels since the car hasn't actually been driven. Just a quick wipe down was all they needed. Time for the final rinse, and look who's back. Good job. Check out how this thing is beating water. I swear it's not ceramic coated. I just applied G-Technic C2 V4 in the fall, and I'm blown away with how it's performing. Pretty cool stuff. Since the water behavior is similar to a ceramic coating, I was able to blow most of the car dry without even touching it. Time check, 3:51 p.m. I believe that's 29 minutes, but I still have a few touch-ups to do. Keep in mind that included getting help from a 3-year-old, and if you have one, you know how that goes. Then I dried off the wheels and added a fresh layer of tire dressing. The only way you can be sure that your car is perfectly clean is to put the cover on immediately after washing it. But then you're trapping moisture inside, which is a whole separate problem. Ever wonder why people tell you not to park your car on grass for a long period of time? Moisture is no joke. It can create corrosion and rust and even damage electronics. Or you could just wash the dust off in the springtime. Now I know some of you are going to say, Tim, I've been using a cover for years and my paint is perfect still. Put a light on it. Don't judge your paint on a cloudy day and then tell me it's perfect. Put a light on it. Seriously. Put one of these on your paint and inspect it for swirl marks. Or you can even use one of these. Heck, you can even use the sunshine during the early morning when it's super strong and inspect it closely. If it still looks perfect, you're either blessed with hard paint or you got a horseshoe up your butt. One other benefit to not using a car cover is that you get to look at it. I might not be able to drive this car in the winter time, but every time I come out here to the garage to grab something, I get an opportunity to stop for a second and just go, dang, nice car. Sometimes I'll even grab a coffee and just sit here staring at it like a psycho. Don't judge me. If you like advice like this, make sure to sign up below to get tips sent directly to your inbox every day for 30 days. Totally free. And the gremlins inside the YouTube algorithm seem to think that you'll like this video next, so you should probably watch it. My little guy and I made a deal last night. As soon as he's old enough to become a turnaround truck driver, he gets to take the MR2 for a spin. I just gotta figure out what the heck a turnaround truck is now.